Okay, we are going to make a super quick guacamole. First thing you're going to need is an avocado. This one's pretty ripe. One way to tell is to see if the stalk, the little nub stalk, comes off easily. That can help you tell whether your avocado is ripe. And you can also feel it for a little bit of firmness and not too squishiness. Somewhere in between, really. It's quite hard to describe, but you'll get a sense of it. Firmly on the board, and we're going to do the bridge technique, and you want to slide the avocado all the way around, and you want to do this very carefully because it's so easy to slip, but you're essentially just sliding your knife all the way through. Oh, there we go. You can see the beautiful avocado there. The colour on that is lovely. It's kind of like a pale green, and when it is lovely and ripe like this, the skin will just peel directly off. You could scoop it if you wanted to do that, but I find this is a little bit easier sometimes. So literally just scooping that skin off. Beautiful. And I've got a little bit of avocado left on that skin, so then I will grab a spoon and just scoop that onto my plate. Plate ready there on the side. Avocado can be really messy, but it's also a very tasty, nutritious vegetable. It's actually a fruit. I say vegetable, but the second part of this, one of the stone, you can just kind of massage that around and the stone should just pop right out. It's much better than using a knife. You might find that you've got a tiny bit of guacamole or avocado left on that stone, so just, again, use your spoon, scoop it away. Get that on your plate too. And always keep your avocado pit, they're quite fun to grow, so don't chuck that out. Just going to pull off the second bit of this avocado skin. It's super ripe like before, so it's just sliding right off. Luckily there's no brown bits. If there were brown bits you could just cut them out. It's not a massive issue. It does affect the taste a little bit, but not a huge amount. And then I'm going to scoop any left on that skin. There we go. Okie dokes. Let me grab that down, and then I'm going to grab these tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes are optional. I just think they're easier to chop. So again, doing a mixture of the bridge and the claw, just chopping these kind of roughly. It gives a nice colour to your guacamole, but it is optional. To be honest, I think onion and salt is the only thing that you really need to make it a guacamole. Lime is optional, often kind of considered a real important part of guacamole, but I think you get a bit of acid from the tomato, so you can pretty much get away with the lime. And then I've got a couple of coriander stalks here. I'm just going to chop them up. Not everyone likes coriander, but for me, I love the little crunch you get from these stalks. Just adds a little bit of variety to that dish. Okay, so I have now got my avocado ready. I've got my tomato chunks, and I've got a little bit of coriander stalk. I'm going to give my hands a little rinse because they look very mushy. And then I'm going to grab some spring onion, again optional, but just maybe even just a half a stalk of spring onion. There you go, perfect. Let me grab the plate that I've started putting my mash on. I'm going to put the rest of the avocado, all of these ingredients, and we're literally just going to squish it all up. And you can use your hands if you like, you can use a blender if you like. Sometimes a fork is the easiest thing, but let's see, I've got a spoon on this plate already, so let me just see if it can get it all together with that. Now, we haven't added salt yet, and we haven't added any garlic. Other than that, we've got everything in there. And garlic, you don't want to use fresh garlic because actually it's too astringent for the guacamole. So you could use a dried garlic if you have it, or you could use a garlic salt. I think I have a garlic salt here. I've got a roasted garlic salt, so I'm just going to sprinkle that on. Things like paprika, chili, that can be also added optionally, and then just a touch of salt, not too much because I don't want this to be overpoweringly salty. And I might grab a fork because I don't think this spoon is really mashing it up together. But like I said, some people like it chunky, and it's certainly not a problem to have it chunky. And then some people like it really sort of glossy and smooth. So if you wanted to put it all in the blender, I would say put it in the blender before adding the tomatoes, because then the colour will change. But you know what? It's all going to go in your tummy and it's all going to taste delicious. So there you go, a super simple guacamole. And I know this doesn't look the most exciting dish, but trust me, it tastes so delicious. There you go. So that avocado now is being squished in, stirring in the onion, the tomato, and you can serve this with tortilla chips, with burrito, or in a burrito, on the side of any other kind of Mexican dish, or just have it with eggs if you're going to have like a Mexican breakfast. There you go, beautiful and tasty. Really one of my favourite things to eat.